Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday.
How's it going?
Going good, brother. How you doing, my man?
Doing all right. Just staying busy as always.
Nice. So it looks like I got a full house already. This is great. So Chrome, welcome to the party, brother. Good to have you. Wild Angel, always a pleasure, my love. BTK in the house. Day 5, the Chucky Man's got the band hammer. Don't piss him off. He's watching. Says hi, friends. How's the week going, everyone? I guess it's up. So week's going pretty good, except for dude, what is with the charts? Seriously, I've got a strategy because I think I'm going to buy everything Friday morning and I'm going to sell everything Wednesday night, and I'm going to rinse and repeat over and over and over again.
I told you, man. Thursdays are the day where it likes to just erase whatever gains that it made earlier that week.
It does. It's absolutely insane. And Dave Puzzer is like, please do. Yes, I agree. So, things have been, it was great right up until yesterday. I mean, all the charts across the board were pumping. Everything was going up. And then all of a sudden this morning, there's a huge red candle, especially on Solana's one I've been watching personally. And then I read an article that they're taking all the tokens from FTX and passing them off to central exchanges, start selling that off. Do you think that has a lot to do with this, or is this just a pattern?
I think it was a pretty big part of it. A lot of people are going to try to front run things like that, right? Which means selling before they start selling and then buy back after they're done selling. Problem with that is it winds up becoming a self-perpetuating prophecy, right? They start selling thinking, okay, when they sell, the price is going to drop, so I'm going to sell and buy back in when it's lower. But the problem is everyone's thinking to do the same thing. So then they all sell, creating that price drop, and then they wind up buying back in, and then whatever they were worried about selling just sells after they buy back in. So
so it wasn't quite at the bottom yet. They buy in, somebody else sells, like, oh great, now I'll sell it. And it just keeps going. It's like, oh my God, it's crazy.
Yeah. That's why you get consolidation, period where it just kind of goes a little sideways after any kind of big move, any direction. You get the consolidation period, right? Some people who are like, okay, this is the bottom, so I'm going to start buying, and they're buying into the sell pressure, which then shrinks the range the price is moving, and you get that consolidation until eventually people are like, maybe it's not going to go down anymore. And so then they start easing up off the sells, and then the buyers outpace the sellers. Okay.
And yeah, I've heard that term a lot, the consolidation. And I don't think we've ever totally covered that. So it's a great piece of information. Because I've noticed anytime you see a big green candle or a big red, there's always like this weird staticky thing on the charts. Like, what the hell just happened? And it's like, nobody knows which way is up. And they're just like, it's juggling. Now, how long does a consolidation usually last when something like that occurs?
It varies. So sometimes the consolidation period can be pretty short. Sometimes it can be longer. To kind of figure out, is this going to be a long consolidation period or is this going to be a short one? You can look at the charts on higher time frames, right? If you switch to like the H1 or the H4 chart and there's only like one candle of sideways movement, it's probably going to be a little bit more, right? If that candle is big on the higher time frame charts as well, and you only have one little candle of consolidation, most like long-term traders are trading on those charts. So they're going to want to see more consolidation before they start to hop in.
Okay. And real quick, what is an H1, H2 for those who don't know?
Hourly. So when talking about charts, right? If someone says M5, they're talking about the 5-minute chart. If they say H1, they're talking about the 1 hour chart. If they say D1, it's the daily chart.
Okay. Gotcha. So that's just the time frame that, and then the number of whatever it is. Okay.
Yep. And some people are like, okay, well, what does that mean? Am I zooming in on the chart? Am I zooming out on the chart? What's that mean? So a time frame of a chart, when you're looking at a chart, you'll see all these little candles, depending on the view settings. The white candles are the up ones, the black candles are the down one, or it's green and red if you're using like the dark mode on Binance or something. But each of those candles essentially contains all the price action movement of all buys and sells given during a specific time frame. So if I'm on the 5-minute chart, then every single one of those candles I see on the chart comprises of 5 minutes of buying and selling.
Okay, so on that candle, that's going to tell you the absolute high it was during that 5-minute time frame and the absolute low during that 5 minutes.
So it'll actually give you 4 points of data. Any kind of standard candle, you have that box, right? And that box can be big, it could be small, it could even be like completely flat. And then you're going to have a tall wick on, you could have a wick on the top, you could have a wick on the bottom. So what this tells you, if it's let's say it's a green candle and you've got the box, right? If the box starts here, that's the price that the asset was when that candle began. And then the top of the box, are we bringing up visual aids?
We're bringing up visual aids here. There we go.
Sweet. We're
on BTC.
Yep. Zoom in a little bit and look right at that red candle right there. Okay. So because it's red, that means the price started at the top of the box and closed at the bottom of the box. Now, what the wicks mean is during that, you said this is the hourly chart?
What is this? Daily.
Daily? Okay. So that candle is today, all of the price action within today. And so what that's saying is the price opened up here. It kept going up. That's the wick. Then came back down, dropped all the way down to here. That's the bottom wick. Came up and closed. And that's the body of your candle. And it's red because the price started at the top of the candle and closed at the bottom of the candle.
Okay. And now this will keep moving until the end of the day, right? So, I mean, this is going to stay in this candle. Okay.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And the green candle right before it, you can see, okay, the price started at the bottom of the box because it's a green candle and closed at the top of the box. But it also poked out a little bit above it and it poked out some below it. The price traded in that range.
Okay. Sounds good. And now let me ask you real quick, sorry, while we're looking at this. So on this green candle, I see a real little tiny wick at the top and a real long one at the bottom. What does that tell us?
So that tells me that what most likely occurred is the price opened at the bottom of the box, right there, dropped, found support, went back up all the way to the top of that wick, came down a little bit and closed. And that was the price movement for the day. Okay.
So does that tell me any foreshadowing of what tomorrow could look like?
So we already know that the price is going to start where the top of the last box was, right? So that's why our candle opened at the top there.
Okay.
And with a bigger wick on the bottom, that tells me there's a lot of support in that area that's buying the price up. It tried to go down, it bought it back up, right? So we can expect that today's red candle is not super likely to break beneath that wick unless we begin like the price is now going to start a little downtrend here, right? So that kind of shows you visually there's support here. The price came down, but people bought it up. Same thing on the red candle for today, that wick at the top there. Mm-hmm. The price kept going up. So it started today going up. And then a couple hours before our show, it started coming back down. It came down pretty far. But then that buying zone kicked in. See how that wick there dips into the wick region of the candle before it?
Right.
That's that buying zone. So people started buying it back up. And now, as you can see, our price today is most likely, we still have a couple hours, so that could change. But it's likely to kind of stay above the bottom of that box for the previous candle.
Okay, gotcha.
So we saw the buy because they were like, well, I mean, that's what it started at yesterday, right? We're having a bullish day. Everyone's feeling kind of positive in the markets. The Feds didn't really increase the rates. They didn't decrease it either, but they didn't increase the rates. So, everything kind of stayed flat.
Okay. Coolness. And so, no, and I think that's great because a lot of people, even though they may not look at charts, they may not spend time doing technical analysis or anything, it's still something great to reference and start to get familiar with. Because everything in crypto runs on a chart basis of some form if you dig into it.
Yep.
Okay. And so, hey, Funny, welcome to the house, buddy. Hello, fellas and ladies. And it says, Serenity, can we see your name and email? That's okay. I've always been very open in docs, and I mean, I tell you what city I live in, where I'm at. You want to stop by and knock yourself out.
Actually,
it's the right someday.
I warned him in the StreamYard chat, but he didn't see it until he saw your comment.
Yeah, that's fine. No, you guys are always welcome. As I've always said, I'm Jim Longden, Boise, Idaho. Knock yourself out. Just make sure you come with good intentions, because there's not a man on this planet I'm afraid of, but there are women, and they live with me in their arms, so it's okay. I dare you. So thank you for the heads up on that. Yeah, I didn't even pay attention, but I've always been super docs on that one. So Rose, stalk Serenity. You are welcome to stalk me all you like, my dear. I would feel honored to have someone like you stalk me. It's pretty cool, actually. So, Cyril, something else I want to talk about, because right now we've seen this trend over the last few weeks. Things are going up. So, of course, people are starting to get excited. With that comes new projects coming in. Now, within the DeFi space, there's a lot of things that we know that just aren't going to survive. They might make some money through the next bull run if they survive that long. But really what I wanted to get was some pointers. If somebody's looking at a brand new project, just comes out, what are the first 3 things you jump in and look at before you go anywhere else?
White paper, right? Because if they don't have a white paper, you probably shouldn't even be in there, right? You got to have a nice document that showcases everything the project is about. If the white paper is done correctly, you'll learn the bulk of what you need to know from the white paper. Oftentimes, they even include a bit about the team in there. So that would take care of number 2, which is the team. Who is the team? Are they anonymous? Are they public? Do they have a history in crypto? They have all that, right? So you get to find all that out. And then the third one, it kind of depends on whether or not you can read Solidity. But if we'll assume that people can't. So the third one for you would be find the contract. It's usually public on their website or in their Discord or Telegram. Locate the contract, pull it up on the blockchain scanner, like Polygon scan, BSC scan, etc., and see and make sure that the contract source code is verified. There's a little tab. Let's see. I might actually have an example that we can do. I do. I'm going to bring that up. A little bit of visual aids for everybody.
Yes, please. We like visual. And while you're doing that, Funny says, here in Texas, people don't stop by unannounced or they get shot. Absolutely funny. I lived in Oklahoma for a while. I know the feeling, man. But I just saw us. Hi, bros. Always check the white paper. Get advice. And this the white paper, Discord activity, and Twitter should tell you about the team and how the team is. You invest in a project for the team. It's a great piece of advice, Funny, and I definitely agree with you there, brother.
So I went ahead and went to Polygon scan. And grab USDC, right? That way we're not promoting anybody by accident. So when you're there, what you would do is you would copy the contract address from the Discord and you would paste it in here, right?
Okay.
So you have that in there. It'll bring you to their token contract, or their token on the Explorer anyway. You're going to click on contract. Now, I can see because of the little green check mark here that their source code is verified, but you would click that and then you would click on the code button. But that's the default one. But if it's not, I think one of the scanners is not the default one. But on Polygon Scan, it is. So you would be able to scroll down and you would be able to see the contract source code. Most of you aren't going to know what that means, but, it means they're not trying to necessarily hide anything nefarious, because if everybody can see this, people like me who understand what the code is saying can be like, ooh, this is bad. Don't buy this because they have XYZ in there, right? But yeah, so you just want to check and make sure the source code is verified and visible to see.
Okay. Now, I have jumped into some of these and I looked at the source code, and it wasn't written out nicely like that my code is. It's just a pile of jumble of nothing. Letters and numbers. It's made absolutely no sense at all. What does that mean?
That means the source code isn't verified, right? And you'll even see it say right above that box of letters and jumbled numbers, you'll see it say, source code not verified. Are you the owner of this contract? Verify and publish. So, yeah.
So that's a warning sign. If it makes no sense and there's no English or whatever language, avoid it. Would that be your advice there?
Yeah, that would be my advice.
Awesome. Okay. Good to know. That's one thing. I know we're getting into that season where people are going to be jumping in. FOMO's running rampant. New things are popping up left and right, and everybody's looking how to make a quick buck, and especially getting in early. And there are so many things that pop up, whether it's a meme coin or this project over here that's just absolutely a rug or a Ponzi or something like this. Like, oh my God, is that even a trusted team? Are these guys scammers from last year coming back? And so I think this is great advice to jump in and really check out. And like Funny Toro mentioned earlier, is investing in the team. I'm going to bring that back up. That's one thing that I thoroughly believe in. If I can't talk to somebody on a team, I won't do an AMA. If I can't have a face-to-face chat with them, even privately, I will not work with them. That's just my rules. Everybody has their own. Not saying it's good or bad, but yeah, guys, remember, if somebody did something nefarious a year ago, 2 years ago, it means they're probably going to do it again. So watch yourselves out there.
Yep, that's why the 3 things I check in order is white paper, team, if it's not already in there, in the white paper, and the code.
Perfect. Yeah. 3 solid things that everybody can look at. And so I think that's a great starting point. And if you guys have questions on those, hop in the Discord. Say, hey, I'm taking a look at this. What do you guys think? Happy to give you our opinion. Not going to say invest or don't invest, but definitely jump in and we'll say, hey, that looks like a big red flag over there. Be cautious.
I'll definitely tell you if you shouldn't touch it with your grandma's money.
Fair enough. Okay. But we won't give financial advice. We'll just say, oh, hell no, don't touch that one.
Yeah, I'm happy to say, no, don't you dare. But I'm not going to say, yeah, you should. It's great. I'll tell you if there's something wrong. But that's about
Perfect. I think that's all we can really guarantee is like if there's concerns, red flags. So I think that's great. And Walt says, I like visual too because I'm not a techie. That's okay. That's why we're here. We're trying to make sure to solve the techies. And if you guys have any questions you want to toss out, throw them in the chat there. Love to cover them for you. See if a brood it's smacking them around. Yep. The code is a whoa. I don't even know. What does that say?
Obfuscated.
Yeah, what does that mean?
So obfuscated, to obfuscate, means essentially you're hiding something, right? And by disguising it as something else. So you can obfuscate code. It's very obvious when someone's done that because instead of a function name, it's going to be like a huge string of a whole bunch of characters. That's obfuscated code.
Okay. That makes more sense now. I'm like, I can't even pronounce that, let alone know what it means. So thank you for the guide. And that thing is, a lot of people coming into Rags to Riches probably don't know what a lot of this is. And so I think the more we can draw out, the more we can explain, better off we're doing, everybody.
Absolutely. And, now here's where I get to see if, Rose is actually listening. Hey, Rose, I forgot my soda out here was flat. Can you bring me a not flat soda, please? Thank you.
Perfect. I like it. Rooster, good to have you in the house, brother. Says,
hey,
oh,
Roost.
man, I'm late. That's okay. And guys, real quick, I want to remind everybody, the polls are open. I open them every Thursday morning. So if you have not casted your vote, definitely go cast your vote right now. Let us know what you think, because we always invest in what you guys want to.
He used a $5 word and I gave him change.
Oh, look at that. Yes, I can. Oh, Rose is so wonderful. Love you, dear. I said, that's why you need to dig through the entire code, because a piece of it can be function that is hidden. Yes, and we have heard about that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's a great thing. Cyril's thrown his 2 cents out here, said, hey, if you guys have questions, concern, toss it in the chat. He will take a look at it for us.
Absolutely.
So, okay. I know there's something else. I wrote another note. I can't even read my own handwriting.
That's all right. I can submit my own. 1 second. Thank you. Let's briefly talk about the Fed interest decision, with them keeping it at 5.25%. So,
I got you.
Aw.
Thank you.
She's so sweet. Hi, Rose. Bye, Rose.
So the Feds did decide to keep it at 5.25%, right? So they're not raising it any further, which tells us that they see the stress in the market, right? Because if the Feds had their way, they'd happily just keep raising the interest rate until they brought the employment rate down, right? Because that's how Fed controls inflation. No, I said it right. Yeah, so they control inflation by bringing employment rate down, because then that in the way that the whole flow cycle works, less people with money, less demand for goods, prices of goods come down. And that's how they control inflation, right? By essentially putting you out of a job.
That's messed up.
It is. So they see the strain in the markets. They're not looking to raise rates. So they're also not looking to lower rates yet. And there's a couple of reasons for that. And something that you all should be very concerned about moving into the year 2025. So all the interest rates have been going up, right? We went from 2% up to 5.25%. Well, technically we went from 0% because they cut it all the way down, right? But prior to that, we were at 2%. Now we're at 5.25%. But the cost of housing and the cost of transportation have not come down. So as interest rates are going up, right, that reduces the demand through unemployment, but it reduces the demand so that the asset prices come down. The asset prices haven't been coming down. They've started going sideways, maybe trended down a little bit, but they have not pulled back respectively compared to the interest rate that we've increased. And so this is going to cause a problem, because at some point the Feds will have to start cutting interest rates, otherwise it gets harder to perform global trade. So they're going to have to start cutting the interest rates. But when they do, that's going to further increase the cost of assets. So if you don't own a house, already own vehicles, own stocks, own assets, you are going to be really, really hurting in the year 2025. So take your time following your journey here with us on Rags to Riches to learn about building up your assets, because when they do start cutting rates and those asset prices just keep going up, you're going to be left affording nothing. It's all going to be too expensive. So now's the time to get prepared for that.
Yeah, and that's good advice. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize is just how that interest rate affects us in the day-to-day world. Even the regular worker who might be renting an apartment, things like that, it's still going to have a drastic effect on everything you do. Because, I mean, your food, your gas, your rent, utilities, everything's going to go up. And so it does affect everyone. So pay attention, please.
It's like what they say is trickle-down economics, but in reality, works like this. If interest rate is low, companies can borrow a lot of money for cheap, right? It makes sense for them to borrow money. Borrowing money at a low rate means expansion. Expansion means new jobs. When interest rates are high, banks like Silicon Valley Bank can fail, right? Because people are no longer borrowing money and they're moving assets out, right? Because they're having to spend money. So the bank no longer has money to invest and no longer has money to grow. So they start spending their money instead of borrowing money, which means expansion grinds to a halt. And if anything, they start reducing costs. And that's why employment rates will drop whenever interest rates are going up. And then that in turn is what drives the whole machine. Okay.
And it's kind of a vicious cycle. The whole chicken and the egg thing is like, it's a meat grinder of craziness. And it just gets worse. It doesn't get any better, man.
Nope. And that's why you see the cycles, right? You see the cycles where interest rates go up, goes back down, goes back up, comes back down. Same thing with unemployment rates. It'll yo-yo. They try to keep it within a certain percentage, right? And then I think it's like they target 3 to 4% unemployment, So, but again, those numbers are fugazi as well. Fugazi, it's a woozy, it's a wazi, right? If you know, you know. But because you are not counted as unemployed if you have been unemployed longer than a certain period of time.
Really?
Yes.
Things don't exist anymore or what?
Well, they no longer count them as unemployed part of the workforce. And so that's how you could have more and more unemployed people stacking up, long term. People who have been unemployed just can't find a job, but your unemployment rate might be down here at 3 and 4% because those people are staying unemployed longer and no longer counting towards the workforce. So it's all just this whole cyclical sham.
That is insane. Yeah, it makes my brain hurt. Yeah, absolutely. And hi, Mom. Welcome back. Good to have you. And yeah, Wally says, hi, Mom. And DeFi says, isn't fractional reserve banking fun? I'm not sure I'd call it fun. It's painful. It's stupid. But yeah, it is what it is. So Funny Choro had a great question. Said, Solana has been on a climb. What's been happening with that way? It's a great question, Funny.
I don't follow Solana.
Okay. Well, I did read an article.
But go ahead.
Okay. I did read an article about a week ago, I want to say. And it was a full breakdown, and it specifically had to do with one crypto gaming project that had finally released a beta. And I haven't verified the source. Please understand this. But from the article I read, said that over almost 30%, like 27% of the traffic on Solana was currently based on that crypto game from actually playing it. So I don't know how legit that is, but that's what I was told, or that's what I read about. So
makes sense.
If you want to know more about it, definitely hit me up in the Discord and I'll share the information I've got with you. I'll even try and find that video for you.
Awesome.
So let's see, we cover that one. It says funding the numbers is federal government 101. Yep. That's where you get the $10,000 toilet seat, $15,000 hammer. Yeah, it's what they're good at. So it's almost time, guys. And before we jump in, because it is time for our dance off. Now, as I said, the voting polls are open. So hop in, cast your vote there. But also, I want to share one other thing, because now we do have the little join button you see down below. So in the Discord, there's actually 2 other channels there that you probably don't notice if you're just a member. And that's the family and the VIP family. Now, the family is where I go in and I post exactly what I'm investing in. I share my early alpha. It's like, hey, this is coming out. This is going on. Here's what I did on these returns. Try not to show in the general ones, but I like to share what I'm doing. In case you guys want to know, that's where I put the secret alpha. So consider it if you're interested. And then the family VIP always has a backstage pass for the Freaky Friday and any other non-structured live stream. So if you ever want to get on stage with us and have fun, VIP pass might be the way to go for you.
Definitely.
Okay, Funny Troll says, thanks. Absolutely, Funny. Okay, so we had a record number of voters this time, Cyril. It was awesome. Oh, but first, John Richter. Thank you, brother, for the super chat. Appreciate it, brother. Man, you are awesome. Love the support. And yeah, we finally got to the point where we can do things like that. So as you guys know, this is how I do the giveaways. I just turn around and give all this right back to the community. So thank you, John. I love you, brother. Rooster says, I want to ask a question, maybe not relevant, so no worries if you don't reply, but I want to ask the age-old question. If I had $1,000 invest, how would you recommend doing so? I'll start this one. You take it over, Cyril. So, Rooster, I would say with extreme scrutiny, caution, and do your homework. How about you, Cyril?
I was going to say I wouldn't recommend any particular way, but I would instead ask you, what are you trying to accomplish? What are your goals? And point you to a type of investing, because there's many types and different ways to invest money, right? And depending on what your goals are is going to entirely determine what type of investing you're trying to do, right? So if I want, safer long-term investments, I would look towards the stock market. If you're wanting to do cryptos, I would look towards blue chips. No, during all this, I'm not giving any kind of recommendations, right? I'm saying that these are the types that you would want to look at based off of your goals. If you want short term, then you would look more towards the cryptos or Forex and option trading. So there's so many different ways to do that. So we would first want to determine what is your goal.
Okay. And he did say long-term investing, and I think you covered that a second ago. So the blue chips, the stocks, things along those lines for the good long-term growth. Okay. To be clear, I don't have $1,000. That's okay, Rooster.
That's the whole point of this show. You
Right.
can do it 25 bucks at a time. You can do it $5 at a time.
Exactly. And just like Waldman says, DCA into whatever you do. Wise advice. See, somebody's paying attention. I love it. Okay, so like I said, guys, we have 18 voters. Let's make it more next time. But there's a couple pieces of news we got. So Loving Mother was not watching last week, even though she won. She did not DM me in time. So therefore, today's pot is $20 starting off.
Yes. I hope that you win the first dance off, and then it's a $30 pot.
See, that would be pretty cool. I'd be pretty excited for that one personally.
I would too. I love
waiting.
giving away your money.
Oh, absolutely. Me too. Actually, I'm giving away Wild Agents. It works out really well. It's the Down Home Crypto Communities Fund, so it's going
Is that
right
a
back.
scroll bar I see?
Is there a scroller? There is
Yeah,
a
look
scroll bar.
on the contestants.
It is. Check that out. Look at that. I actually have to scroll. That's how many.
Had to add yourself to do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Shh, don't tell. But that's okay. You guys see right there at the bottom. Serenity plus 10. As you know, if I come up, I add $10 to the pot and we go again. And every time I pop, I add another $10. So yeah, cheer for me.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
I want you've got it currently selected. I want you to hit Control and X.
Just you gonna break.
All right. Now scroll up.
Okay.
And right above flip, I want you to paste your name there instead.
Ooh, I can do that. Oh, I copied it. What am I thinking?
Yeah. Well, Control V, sir.
Yeah.
Or if you're me, it's a button on the side of the mouse, so I can press one button to Control V and one button to paste.
See, that works. I like that. I do too much gaming. That doesn't work for me. Okay, so it's because Rooster did say thank you for the advice. Awesome. So I remember what I wanted to ask. How does invest in $25 a time? That platform set $25 deposits.
Crypto.com will let you do 25 buck deposits if you're trying to do like blue chips. If you're trying to do stocks, Robinhood, Webull will allow you to do a $10 deposit. Webull also has a lot more information that you can access. So yeah, I would use Webull for stocks. That's Webull. If you are trying to do just like $25 at a time.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you for answering that. Okay, are we ready? Before I go through any more comments.
Market.
Do what?
With Webull, you also have access to pre and post market. Okay, let's draw.
We'll have to explain that next time here, or what that is exactly. Okay, so I think we're ready. I hope I showed the music. You know what? I don't know if I did.
Uh-oh. Hey, at least you remember to hit the go live button this time.
I did. See, look at me. I'm getting to be a professional here. Share audio. Yep, I did share audio. Okay, good. I just want to make sure because I don't want you guys missing music. So, are we ready? Oh, wait, can't see that way. There we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big money, no whammies.
That's a lot.
Check those guys out.
Yeah, but see, now it moved where you're located.
Where'd it put me at? I didn't see me on the screen. Oh, there I am. Okay, yeah. Right there.
Oh, there goes Flip, Richter, and Dave Fi.
Damn.
That's a dance off right there.
That was awesome. I love it.
Yeah, dance harder. Oh, there goes Cheetos. That's all right. I know he's not watching, so.
It's all over on that right side. Oh, right up the middle.
Ooh.
That got ugly.
Hermionic Emissions, Rooster, and Rebel got taken out. Oh, there goes Wild Angel. There goes Serenity. Oh, everyone's dying.
Oh my god, this is brutal. It's like a bloodbath. Oh,
Chrome!
Woohoo!
Congratulations, Chrome.
Well done, Chrome. As you know, buddy, you got to be here and you got to DM me before the end of the stream. So make sure you send that over and I'll send you your $20. Or I'll add another $10 and we'll go again next week.
I think he's going to send you a DM because he's here in the comments.
Don't tell him. Nobody tell him. Yeah, there he goes. Let's go. Congratulations, Chrome. So BTK says, nice. It was transferred to my wallet as an odd type of USD that was on a new contract. I must have missed something before that.
He was asking if Coinbase fixed the type of USDC that they send, because there's actually two different USDCs. So be aware of that. There's USDC.E and then there's USDC. USDC is a new one. USDC.E is the USDC that we all used to use and know and love as just plain old USDC. So it's the .E. And a lot of exchanges are sending that now. So sorry, I just read what BTK said.
Yeah, I saw that too. Just so we can have nice things. Now, real quick on that, I thought the USDC.E was the bridged version of USDC, and the USDC was the old version.
The other way around.
Other way around. Okay.
Yep.
Good to know. Okay. And so, yeah, things are running by. See, furniture. Did they fix it? Okay, that's where that came from. Sorry, Rose. Yes, you died. I died. We all died. It was like a Shakespeare play. Everybody died. They fix it. Send me. Oh, menace. That's evil, BTK. And Rose says, "Go Chrome!" Woohoo! Wild Angel says, "Yay, Chrome! Congratulations, brother. Good to see it." So, Cyril, we saw that big red candle today, man. It can't be pretty. So, give us the news. How do we look?
Okay, let me share that screen.
Got my fingers crossed. Make it a positive, please.
Let me zoom in. All right, so we started off the week with $578.88. We finished the week with $589.97 for a profit of $11.09, or 1.88%. So we finished the week up.
Even with a big red candle, we're still ahead of the game. Loving it.
Yes, indeed. So our portfolio here has been growing, as you can see, trending upwards nicely over since September 28th. I just keep adding more weeks here. So our spot holdings are doing well. They were responsible for the bulk of our growth. And then we had a little bit of growth over in the investment tab, because our staked mass tokens, we have 42 cents of claimable BUSD over there as staking rewards. And I think those will no longer be staked in 2 more episodes, or in 2 episodes, they won't be time locked anymore. So they'll be liquid for us again. And then our LP of the elephant token that we have and the WBNB that we have is worth $42.92 currently. So if you recall, last week it was like $41. So that's gone up in value as well.
Nice. Okay. So, and that's the whole different strategy aspect. That's where we're actually LP farming versus staking directly into the protocol. So there's lots of ways, like we talked about earlier.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I was so tempted to do the spreadsheet prices and everything earlier today, but I was like, no, I'll wait and do it closer to the show. That way it can be as accurate as possible. And then I was like, man, I kind of wish I had done it earlier today. But it's all right. It's all right. We did have a more accurate overview this way.
Right. And it's still up. And the great thing is we're even up after that big red candle. So I like the fact that it's done right before the show starts. I think that keeps it more accurate to what we're presenting. So I think it's great.
Agreed.
So now we've got over almost $600, right? Total?
Yes, we have $614.97.
Okay. So like we talked about earlier, where we said, I think I was it Rooster or Funny Churro? Which one said they didn't
it was Rooster who said he didn't have 1,000, and I was like, $25 at a time.
Right. There you go, guys. That's literally, we've talked about this in earlier episodes. When I went to lunch at Wendy's for me and the wife, that was $27. We ordered pizzas. That's like $25. Either way, I mean, that's literally one meal. And literally it's up to $600 just a little bits at a time. And there's profit on top of that. So guys, if you haven't started this journey, I don't know why you're waiting. We don't.
And, here's the thing. We accumulated that over the course of 25 weeks. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, 25 weeks, that's a lot of time. Here's the thing. The time will pass anyway.
It's true.
The time will pass anyway. And I want you to say that in your head anytime you're like, oh man, but that's so far away. The time will pass anyway. But what are you going to do between now and then to make that time that's going to pass, make it look the way you want it to when you get there?
That's a good thought. Interesting. So now a lot of people, and I was going to ask you this, Cyril, because I think this is one thing that a lot of people say is, well, I can't really afford to because I have this bill or I have that bill and all this stuff going on. And I've heard other people speak about this before, that if you're not investing in yourself, first and foremost, before anything else, then you're doing yourself a disservice. How do you feel about that?
Well, investing in yourself looks like a lot of different things, right? It's taking the time to sit down and maybe do a little bit of meditation, calm yourself down, practice the autonomic regulation, right? If you want to practice controlling your body, and that's through autonomic regulation. Go ahead, Google what all that means and whatnot, but that's really the first place you want to start, right? Because once you can control that, you will feel a lot better. Feeling a lot better leads to more positive thoughts. And you are what you think, right? We've discussed that before on like Freaky Fridays and whatnot. But if you sit there, like, so a lot of us will deal with, oh, you know, I am this negative trait, right? And the reason why we think that about ourselves is because at one point, sometime in our past, someone said something to us to that effect. And it really stuck with us and upset us when we first heard that, because we knew in our hearts that that wasn't true. But because we keep dwelling on that thought of when they shot down something about us, we play it over and over in our head. Over time, it becomes a subconscious thing. We no longer think about the time somebody did that. Hell, we may even have forgotten it. But that thought lives on. So you need to think positive about yourself, reinforce behaviors. You need to pretend you are the person that you want to be. You know, if you're not wealthy, you want to act like you are, because then that's going to put in your head, what kind of decisions would I make as this person? Not what kind of decisions would I make now as who I am, the person I want to change, but what kind of decisions would I make? You know, I'm a wealthy person. Would I go and waste money on such frivolities? No, I would invest it in my 401k, you know, you know, so start with those two things, and those are free. Okay. So we're talking about investing here, and people will say you should invest in yourself first. Those are two very powerful things that you can do, because remember, investing is as much about mindset as it is about what you know. So 2 free things, do them every day. You're going to feel like it's stupid at first, but just keep at it. Just keep doing it, because that's what you did when you first got all those negative thoughts. Do it again, and now you'll have positive thoughts about yourself.
Absolutely. And I think that's one thing, I love the way you explained that, because I think that's one thing that we don't realize is we keep thinking, well, I'm poor, I can't afford it, I'm poor, I can't afford it, poor, I can't afford it, and they never do. And so they never do get past that barrier of investing, versus saying, you know what, I'm going to do it because I want a better life, because I deserve it. And once you start getting that mindset, yeah, you start putting little things away. And I know talking to Wild Angels just the other day, and somebody mentioned it here, see if I can find it. Like John Rich say, better sock away a little bit every time. Well, she's actually made the commitment. She's going to give up her Starbucks once a week and put that towards crypto. She's going to do her own portfolio, following our journey, learning from us, and for the price of 1 Starbucks coffee. And I think that's great. I'm totally proud of her for that.
That's awesome. Just make sure it's like a Sunday or something, right? That way you're not having to give up that coffee you need to get you through the week.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Give up the weekend coffees, not the weekly. And John Rick says, easy. Stop buying Starbucks. See that? Exactly. take money, ACH into your E-Trade or Coinbase, boom, $3 a day, every day adds up. Bring your coffee from home and save $3. Yeah, there you go, John. And I think that's great advice. And a lot of people, they say, well, I can't afford to do this. I can't afford to invest right now. Maybe when I get this paid or that paid. But the trick is you'll never get it paid. There will always be something else. And so you've got to get your mindset. Just like Cyril said a second ago, you've got to set your mind and your determination that I'm going to do this. I deserve to do this. So if that means I, don't buy McDonald's once a week and I make a sandwich, take peanut butter and jelly one day. Okay, is it going to kill you? Nah. You're still going to eat. You're still going to be fine. It's just not going to be that luxury sandwich, but you're building a future. So find a way, and it doesn't have to be huge amounts. A couple bucks here, a couple bucks there, whatever it is. Just invest in yourself, both mentally and financially. Try to make yourself a better future.
Yep. And I want you to replace the words I could never or I can't. I want you to replace them with the words like how do I and how, right? So it's not, oh, I could never afford that. It's how could I afford that, right? Because by making an instant statement that just ends, I could never afford that, right? You're shutting that part of your brain off, right? You're saying, I'm not going to put any more thought to this. You're like, that's it. I couldn't afford that. Move on to something else. But when you say, how could I afford that? Right? Your brain starts to think about it. And a lot of this is going to be stuff that happens in the background. You're not even really going to necessarily be consciously aware of it, but you're like, how could I afford that? And you start thinking, okay, well, I could start maybe purchasing some yield generating assets that would, work me towards that. Or I could, not spend the money on this and put it towards that, So start asking how, not I could never do that.
Absolutely. And people don't realize the power of thought is so huge. And Mom says, Cyril, great advice. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And that's what we're trying to teach you. It's not just about investing. It's about thinking in a healthy, positive manner to change your life. And that, your investment is the result. The power of mindset, that is what really starts that ball rolling.
Yeah, and not in that corny, like, oh, you just got to have the right mindset, bro. No, you have to train your mind, because any sort of state of mind is a mindset, right? So you have to cultivate and develop healthy mindsets.
Absolutely. And that's huge. That's one I talk about all the time. And I even made a whole channel about it on YouTube. It's Today is Your Day by Serenity. It's a sister channel. You see at the bottom of the stream here, down the bottom of channels I refer to. And every day I put out a positive or a thoughtful post to try to do that mindset. And make no mistake, it's just as much for me as it is for you guys who watch and enjoy it. So it's little things I have to remind myself every single day, because it's a chore. It's something I have to work for to increase my mindset, my positivity. But all the way around, I see day after day, that just grows. The energy, the empowerment, everything about life just gets better. And so Wildon says, you get back the energy you put out. Absolutely, you do. And BTK says, yeah, PB&J crew. Man, I'm with you, brother.
BTC sandwich.
That's great. I love it. And yes, well, I noticed that after I said it. Yes, not Starbucks. Ew, yuck. Dutch Brothers. I don't like coffee anyway, so it all tastes like burnt almonds to me. So it's okay. Coffee at work from once or twice a month. Yeah, exactly. And you don't even have to give us something daily. Like she's saying, she's only doing it once, twice a month. Hey, that's great. It's just a little bit, but it's going to have a huge ramification in the end. So I don't think you have to stop eating for a week or something, please. And apparently Funny Toro agrees. Yes, Dutch Brothers better than Starbucks. I agree totally.
Yeah, ramen noodles don't taste as good as they used to. So maybe just make sure you're still eating.
Exactly. Eat something. And you know what? If I have to replace a couple pizzas with a box of ramen noodles or macaroni and cheese, which is stupid expensive, I don't know why that is. It used to be really cheap. But, there's always a way to do it, and anybody can come up with a few dollars to change their future. And I've debated this with my brother several times, and several people out there are like, no, I can barely afford to survive. It's like, you know what? You're sitting there drinking a Starbucks or Dutch Brothers coffee, and you're telling me you can't afford it? You can. You really can. Exactly. Yeah. There's always something we can sacrifice just a little, and it's not huge. It doesn't have to be major endeavor, guys. Biggest thing we want to do is try to teach you. That'll do it. We want to try and teach you how to change your future. And it doesn't have to be major impactful. I'm going to stop smoking, stop drinking, go to church. No, Didn't have to be that. It's just, okay, I'm going to give up one coffee a week. That's it.
Yep. Well, I remember when these were like maybe $3.50 for, a pack of the cans, right? They're almost $10 now.
Right. If you do it by volume, it's more expensive to buy soda than put gas in your car.
Yep, I believe it. And print cost per volume, printer ink costs more than human blood by a factor of like 10x.
Yeah, I never would have done that comparison, but okay, it's good to know.
Yeah, I don't know why I know that fact, but anywho.
I don't know. But hey, guys, that's about bringing us to the end of our show. If you have no other questions that's come through, as always.
Who voted what?
Oh, damn. I knew I thought about it.
We had record votes, and you're just like, yeah, we're just going to skip the votes. I
thought we already covered that. Wow, sorry, I got all sidetracked and excited about making life better. This is why I'm supervised.
Can't push the live button, skips the votes, doesn't share the music.
Man, I'm fired. Hey, can I be fired? Get somebody with hair.
We'll put me on that side of the screen.
I was wondering, it's like, how are we getting out of here so early? There's no way. There's something I'm forgetting. Yeah, you didn't guide me, see? You didn't give me perks. Okay.
You can push this back on me.
I'm going to try. I'm not saying it's your fault. I just said I'm going to blame you. It's totally different.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. So for this week's votes, guys, we had record votes like we talked about. So on our blue chip, we have a staggering win by Matic. 8 votes. Nice. Now, this was kind of surprising. DeFi came out of nowhere, and they said they want the golden child to win. Collective Finance. Well done.
Carl, do me a favor and DM me like what decks you're on this week and what chain I need to bridge funds over to buy it. If you could. Thank you.
Let us know what we're doing, Chrome, because we need supervised up here. Obviously, we have issues.
Well, no, it's like I was watching because you set up your watch list, right? And I had the watch list for Sea Gold and everything like that, and I had that. It was chilling over there on the left side with all the other stuff I watch. Wouldn't you like to know what I'm watching? And then I noticed it just like disappeared. And I go and I look at it, and there's like no LP, there's nothing there, and I'm like, well, I know Chrome didn't rug, so. And then I found him on some other one, and I'm just like, all right. So you just let me know.
Perfect. And yes, Chrome says yes, he will. Absolutely. And that's one thing I was running into today, trying to move funds around, and I'm like, wait, I kept running into problems everywhere I go. It's like, okay, I just give up. I had to walk away from the computer. And guys, keep on track of it because your investments will constantly change.
Hopefully for the better.
Yes, that's the goal. It says CEO, no double the streams.
Oh, she's telling you to do double the amount of streams.
Oh, work harder. Got it. Okay, I can do that.
Yep, so you're not fired. You got to do double the amount of streams.
Damn it. I was hoping.
Does this mean we're going to start like a silly Sunday stream or something?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to beat Freaky Friday. It gets pretty wild in there. I was almost thinking, in fact, let's ask the audience, guys. I would love to get your opinion. Wrote in the Discord chat. Because I was really thinking we need something else during the week, maybe a Monday or Tuesday or something like that. Is there a topic or a certain line of information you guys would like to get on a regular basis? If so, share it in the chat, share it in the Discord. Let's talk about it. What do you think, Cyril? What are we lacking on the down-home crypto environment that would be beneficial to new investors or seasoned investors?
Well, I'm being hesitant to answer that because I'm also trying to not volunteer myself for more work.
Good idea.
So I leave that answer in the hands of the community.
Good choice. Ferret says Weasel Wednesdays. Of course, Ferret would say that. DeFi says entrepreneurship chat. Ooh, like that. That can be a very deep topic, very broad. Wild Angel says, I like that day. So, okay. Did I forget anything else, Cyril?
No, I believe we've done our dance off. We've done our market update that we do prior to the dance off. Then we did the dance off. Then we had our portfolio breakdown. We got to see the votes. We had our little inspirational chat there near the end. That seems to be the format that we've kind of fallen into. We start the episode, talk a little bit, about the, what happened in the markets. Then we move to kind of like an educational piece. Then we do the dance off, right? Then we see how the portfolio did. We do some inspirational stuff, and then we see the votes. And we wrap up.
Okay, so my bad, I forgot the votes this time. Hey, I pushed the go live button. I thought I did pretty good right there.
Yeah, kind of important.
Absolutely. So Wild Angel likes that DeFi, absolutely, and Ferret Fridays. We are to get Freaky Friday. We could be freaky with ferrets, but we don't want to go there. That just gets weird.
Freaky Ferret Friday.
Ooh, there you go.
Special
episode. Oh, I like that. Have to have the ferret to be on stage?
Yep. Or no, just make it so that ferret has to be there for the duration.
See,
otherwise, you can't have it branded as Freaky Ferret Friday.
That's true. Ferret, looks like you just got volunteered, buddy.
A special, like, once a month kind of thing.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
Ferret and all other small farm animals. Perfect. Okay, guys. Well, I want to thank you for your time and joining us this Thursday. And if you found entertainment and enjoyment in this, do me a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about us. We'll be here next Thursday and every Thursday until we get fired.
We'll see you guys next Thursday. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Take care.